Hello everyone and welcome to the New York Empoleon's first battle of the PCL Season 3. We are taking on JB Westside this week, first battle, and the Cincinatti Dreads. This is going to be a test. I mean, I've done a couple of mocks, I'll admit. I have not done a competitive Wi-Fi battle yet on the Switch, and I've heard the timer is incredibly restrictive. So my usual style, which is very slow and very careful to select everything every step of the way, I'm going to pretty much nix that. This week I have prepared a team which I hope will be able to do its job with aplomb, and I don't have to worry about it one bit. So naturally we are going to be playing 6v6, level 50, items are allowed, etc. There is a Dynamax rule, which if you don't know, check my draft analysis video. So just if you don't know it, that's where you'll find it. This is the team we're going to be rocking out with this week. It's going to be Durant, Clefable, Mr. Rhyme, Arcanine, Claydol, and Girder. I'm not going to go into the sets right now. If you want to see anything more about them than what item they're holding, go check out the team builder, which was uploaded yesterday. As it stands, though they say level 100, they will all be set to level 50, I promise. Now, I really don't know what music I want for this gen yet. Let's see. None of them stood out to me as being like particularly great. So we're gonna go with champion. We'll see what my opponent is bringing. Definitely go check out his channel if you want. Link is in the description below. And we've got a minute and a half now. We're gonna take a good amount of this time to really prepare, do any calcs we need to do, and we can check our opponent's team right now. So he's got the Kinkeldurr, the Gengar, the Duraludon, the Grimmsnarl, the Heatmor, and the Xatu. So no Rhydon, which is fine by me, and no Eldegoss, which I wasn't too expecting, admittedly. Honestly, these are the 6 that I was pretty sure would come with Rhydon being swapped in potentially. So we have a couple of options. He could easily lead with his Duraludon, which is a pretty safe lead for him. He could also lead with his Grimmsnarl. I could lead with my Girder. I think that is my safest lead, since it does have access to the Defog if he does lead with a Duraludon. Doesn't get one-shot by the Grimmsnarl, and I can go out into Clefable if I need to on that. And additionally, does threaten everything on his team. Wins the 1v1 against the Kinkeldurr as well. Now, we won't be doing a ton of calcs here, like I said, which is going to be interesting. I will be writing down notes as we go along. It's also maybe worth mentioning, I don't know, I'm playing this on a GameCube controller. I bought this like handy dandy, like your GameCube controllers can be Switch controllers port. So we're going to be playing on a GameCube controller for now. If that doesn't work out, I'll get myself a Pro controller or something, but for now, that's what we're going to be using. And of course, everything's going, wires are getting all tangled, so that's good. But yeah, so we're going to see how this goes. Obviously, live comms, I believe, are required in this league. There's the Duraludon, as expected as his lead. And we are going to lead off with our Durant? That's not Durant. That is Girder. And we are immediately going to go for a Drain Punch. We're not going to think about it too long. We don't have very long in these battles. And I know that this is the matchup that I don't mind right now. He could go out into his Gengar or his Xatu. That doesn't scare me that much, to be honest. Xatu's a problem, but it isn't like the end of the world if he goes into it right now. I do have Pokemon that I can potentially switch into the Xatu if needed. But as it stands, I do just want to not waste any time. Obviously, on my side, he's going to take a little bit more time with his move. Maybe he was predicting me to lead with something else. But Duraludon does not threaten my Girder that much. And there's the Choppleberry, so we do get information on that. That's fine by me. And I think that was Iron Head. I'm not actually sure. We are going to get a bunch of HP back, though. And that works for me. And so I'm just going to click Drain Punch. I could click, now he could switch out, and I actually kind of think he will into either Gengar or the Xatu. I don't think he's going to stay in right here, so I'm going to click Payback this time, expecting that switch to come now that he doesn't have the Chopple anymore to protect him from the attack. I'm not sure whether he'll go Gengar. He actually goes Grimmsnarl. So I do have a little bit of regret revealing the Payback here. But there's the leftovers on the Grimmsnarl. But that's fine. I could stay in if I want to. I actually think my best play is to go out into either the Arcanine or the Clefable. I'm going to go Clefable, I think. He doesn't really threaten it, and it is physically defensive Clefable, with just a tiny bit of speed to outspeed this Grimmsnarl. Oh, he doubles out. Does he go Gengar? He goes out into the Duraludon. So he baited this right now, and he wanted me to do this exact play. That was brilliant. I can't deny that was a very good play right there. Now, I could try to set up my rocks here, or I could just go straight for a Moonblast. I know I don't have a ton of time, but I do have at least a little time. And Moonblast could kill from here, so I'm actually just going to go for it. If he kills my Clefable, it is what it is. He goes for the Stealth. Wow, he's fast. Oh, this thing's base 85 speed. Never mind. He thought I'd switch out. That's fine. I'll get this Moonblast off. Get a ton of damage out on this Duraludon. And then I can switch out again if he does manage to survive it, which he does with just a tiny chip, like tiny bit of HP left. Now I can go out into my Claydol, or I could go out into my Girder once again. I think Girder is potentially the play here. It does take any 2 hits pretty well, and now that I've revealed the payback, he's not going to safely feel like he can go into his Gengar or his Xatu. So we're going to switch out my Clefable. We're going to go out into my Girder again. He's probably going to Steel Beam or something crazy like that. Steel Beam's incredibly strong and does actually do a ton of damage. Flash Cannon comes out. That might have been what he did the first time. Yeah, it looks like the same animation. So it's Flash Cannon. He's got Stealth Rock. And I'm just going to click Drain Punch here. Actually, I could click Mach Punch. I'm going to click Mach Punch. I have nothing to lose. And we'll just take this thing out so we don't have to worry about it. So Girder kills Duraludon with Mach Punch. And I appreciate that he's also playing like super fast right now because you just don't have time. 20 minutes, it's so restrictive. It feels super fast. So let's see. What is this going to be? This is going to be the Gengar. I think my Girder has done at least part of its job. Mach Punch is useful potentially for the... Well, it's really not. I actually don't think... I'm not going to save this thing. I'm just going to go for the payback or the Defog. I could go for the Defog. I don't want him subbing, so I'm just going to go for the payback. If he, for some reason, doesn't kill me with the Shadow Ball, then, like, wow. Then he's got no investment at all. Yeah, no, we're very dead to that. We don't get a ton of information. Unfortunately, he's Life Orb. Oh, we do get a little bit of information there. All right, good to know. Good to know he's Life Orb, because that means I can actually go out into my... I'm going to double check really quick if I can go into Mr. Rhyme right now on this Gengar and kill it with a Psyshock. I should be able to. Yeah, I can definitely do that. So I'm going to go Mr. Rhyme. I could reveal, obviously, that I am Scarfed right here. And unfortunately, Freeze Dry will not kill, so I need to Psyshock. But I can do that without too much repercussion right here. Yeah, he could go out into his into something, but I'm threatening him out. I really think I should have just Freeze Dried there. It would have been the better play. It's all right. So he does go out into his Grimmsnarl. At this point, I can go out into... He doesn't have a Duraludon anymore to threaten Clefable. I also have the Arcanine, which can come in on this Grimmsnarl if I wanted to, but I think Clefable is the best play here. And Mr. Rhyme is going to be a good threat leader to have access to. So we're going to go Clefable here. He might just Spirit Break, or... Yeah, he is going to Spirit Break. That's fine. We'll take that just fine. Not worried about it. Gets the special attack drop, which is annoying, but not the end of the world. Obviously, this could be a bulk upset with the special attack drop from Spirit Break. It's going to be a frustrating thing to break, but I think it's a good chance for me to set up my Stealth Rock here. And we see that he has the Spirit Break. Ooh, and Taunt. All right, so he's got Taunt. He's probably Prankster here. That's fine. I can just Moonblast now. I'm not going to stress too much about it. He knows that I'm physically defensive, and he knows that I have Stealth Rock. So he's playing well. He's playing well, very quickly, but very well. So what is you switch in now to this? Gengar is your switch into this? Okay. Well, that thing doesn't really want to take a Moonblast. Doesn't appreciate it, I'll tell you that. Oh, kind of appreciated that, actually. Won't lie. Didn't really mind that. But he's Life Orb, which is really, really good to know, since he will be chipping himself down. Now, I do have the ability to go out into my Claydol here, or I could go Arcanine. Arcanine, I don't think needs to come in right now. Claydol, I don't know if Claydol's going to take 2 hits from this. But I'm going to go Claydol. I'm pretty sure I calced it to take 2 hits, but I don't know if I calced it to take 2 hits from Life Orb. No, I don't take 2. I definitely don't take 2 Shadow Balls here, if that's what he chose to go for. But if he chose to go for Sludge Wave, then he's not going to do very much at all. Never mind. That's a ton of damage. Is that a crit? Yeah, that's a crit. Oh, wow. That just means that... Okay. Well, that means that he's going to kill me on the next turn. No questions asked. I mean, my play here is to click Earth Power, I think. He still has Zatu. So Psyshock. But then he's got Grimmsnarl. I mean, my play, I think, is just click Earth Power here. I don't think it really matters. He's just going to click Shadow Ball and kill me. Because he got the crit. Not sure if it mattered. Depends on his investment. If he's timid, though, there's a solid chance that it mattered. But he's now put himself into range where my Mr. Rhyme will, with Freeze Dry plus Life Orb will kill. So even if this dies here, Freeze Dry is a safe click for me at this point, which is good. And he could go out into his Grimmsnarl, but that's going to take 2 Freeze Dries. And I'm just going to sack off my Mr. Rhyme at that point. And then what I need to do is go out into my Durant on a safe switch-in, since Gengar can't one-shot it. And there's the Grimmsnarl. And we've got the Freeze Dry. If we freeze here, that'd be pretty hype. I'd be okay with it. No freeze. Not sure what he's going to go for at this point. Could pretty well go for... I'm not sure. I'm not sure what he'd go for. He's going to double out into Gengar. Interesting. I mean, that's a free freeze dry, dude. And Gengar's down. That means Durant outspeeds everything that's not Scarfed. So I didn't write down what his stuff was that killed mine, but I'll check it later. So Mr. Rhyme kills Gengar with freeze dry. And he goes back into Grimmsnarl. Now I could save this to deal with things later, which I think I will do. And I will go out into the Clefable. So what died on my team? Girder died to Gengar. So Gengar kills Girder with Shadow Ball. And Gengar kills Claydol with Shadow Ball. Okay, and then Mr. Rhyme killed Gengar with Freeze Dry. So we're all caught up with our notes, which is good. And let's see. I just want to see, did you get the special attack drop? You did. I don't know if that's guaranteed. I can't remember off the top of my head. He might taunt here, so I'm just going to Moonblast straight up. I think he is going to taunt, although he could go out into the Zatu if he's expecting me to go for the Stealth Rock again. But if he's expecting a Wish, which is also a possibility, he could just taunt. That's why I'm going to Moonblast. There's the taunt. I just want to get this thing chipped down again. Put it in range of where it's a guarantee that Durant will definitely kill it. Moonblast's going to come out here, get him down to 50%. That's a good amount of HP for me to have him at. And now he could go out into Zatu. I want my Durant in before his Zatu has the chance to set up, honestly. That would be ideal. But it's real risky to bring it in right here, right now. But if I go Mr. Rhyme... No, I don't think that's a good play either. Yeah, I just have to stay in here and Moonblast again. And if he goes Zatu, he goes Zatu. Spirit Break comes out. It's going to do a chunk. Not a ton. Not too worried about it. The special attack drop's annoying. The leftovers on him are annoying too. But a crit, and we're in good shape. Yeah, we have not gotten a single Moonblast drop. Alright. So we're not going to kill him with one more. He could go out into Zatu here. See, that's why if he goes for Spirit Breaks, if that's all he's doing, then I could easily go out into Durant right here. Man, that's tempting. You know what? I feel like I've got to make the play. I feel like I have to make the aggressive play here. This is just such a win con. But if Zatu's getting set up anyway, I lose. So I need my Clefable to come back. I need to go out into my Durant. And I need you to go for a Spirit Break, dude. Just a Spirit Break. Okay, so you stayed in, went for the Spirit Break. I don't care. He could have Thunder Wave, which would be very, very bad. But he could miss it as well. But But I get to Dynamax here, and I get to max Knuckle if I want, or max Steel Spike if I want. Man, that's tempting. All right, I'm just going to max Steel Spike. The +1 attack is very tempting, but I'm going to max Steel Spike here. He could easily Thunder Wave, and I expect him to, actually. I think that's his play. But I don't really have... I had to try this, because he could miss his Thunder Wave, and if he does that, then that's just might be game at that point. There's Thunder Wave, lands it, so I'm paralyzed, which is not the end of the world, except that I'm fully paralyzed, of course. So not a single Moonblast drop, so now I have to go for the max Steel Spike. Sucker Punch. I'm going to be fully paralyzed again, aren't I? All right, max Steel Spike. Would have been nice to get that off first. Get the defense boost. Now, he could go into Xatu here. And since I'm paralyzed, that Xatu does kill my Durant. But I do have the Arcanine in the back. So Grimmsnarl's down. He did have the Thunder Wave, as expected. Oh, that's interesting. You're just going to hand me that? I'm not actually trying to kill you with one hit, but I will not switch out on you. I'll just max Steel Spike again. Oh, he has the Fire Punch. That's going to kill me. All right. So Durant kills Grimmsnarl with max Steel Spike. And Kelder kills Durant with Fire Punch. I'm surprised he outsped me, if we're being 100% honest about the situation at hand. Very, very surprised he outsped there, but I'll just go into Clefable at this point. He could have the Poison Jab, but I don't think he's going to want to take a hit. He's not Guts boosted. And we're going to do a ton of damage. So he's probably Assault Vested. Moonblast still does 50%, but I'm going to Wish. There's a Poison Jab. Wow, he got some serious speed investment on this thing. And he gets the Poison. Doesn't matter because I'm Magic Guard, but still. Alright, well that means I have to bring in Arcanine. Which is not good. That's not what I wanted to do. Poison Jab again. He's gonna get another poison, isn't he? Alright. So Arcanine gets in for free, which is what I want. Now I can bulldoze for... I can bulldoze here. I could also just Flare Blitz. I'm just gonna Flare Blitz, I think. Alright, he's got this thing. That doesn't matter to me at all. I mean, I'm also Flash Fire. So, like, it being Flash Fire is irrelevant. And I get to bulldoze. And he gets to Stomping Tantrum. But that doesn't do 50%. And so I get to bulldoze again. Ooh, the Sucker Punch plays. Alright. Well, I'll use Morning Sun now. I could Extreme Speed, but I'm not going to do that yet. So he didn't Sucker Punch this time. Alright, I think at this point I'm not going to end up with more HP than this. So I'm just going to Extreme Speed. Take out the Heatmore. He's gonna max here. What do I have left for this when it Dynamaxes? Nothing? Alright, so I lose is sort of what you're telling me, probably. Alright, I'll Flare Blitz. Arcanine kills Heatmore with Extreme Speed. I need this thing to be over 50% when this came in, because otherwise I don't live and I can't stall out his Dynamax. And it gets to +1, which means it outspeeds the Mr. Rhyme. And that's going to be the game. I mean, there's nothing I can do at this point. Xatu is going to sweep me, which I sort of knew was a huge threat and problem, but like, you know, is what it is. It's week 1. I just am happy that the battle will end in time. And honestly, I'm more proud of the battle ending in time than I am about what the results are. It's a style I need to get used to, playing super fast. It's not my usual style. So I'm not going to make excuses about why I lost. I do think on some level I'm losing on my own because I don't know how to battle this way. There are players who are very good at it and who have been doing it for a long time, making their moves quick, just know how to do it. And it is just not my style. Not at all. And so, shout outs to my opponent who managed to figure out a way to make that work for him and get the win here, put himself in a position to get the victory. We are going to start off the season 0-1, but I don't think this team is bad, and I do think this team has a lot of potential moving forward to succeed, and I think that I actually brought the correct 6 Mons. I just needed to play a little bit smarter and arguably a little bit slower in order to win this game. But that's going to be the way that it goes. Thank you all so much for watching. I will see you guys all back here next week when we continue on our PCL journey. Hopefully you guys enjoy this content and enjoy the 2020 season that we are about to get started in. Thank you all so much for watching. Take care, everybody.